This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Hey, everybody.
Hello, Natalie.
Hello.
It's 2 years.
2 years. Oh, my God, 2 years.
Since I had my gastric sleeve surgery.
I thought it was since you got your back waxed.
No, that's Sean.
No, okay.
So 2 years goes by in the blink of
That
an eye,
actually
doesn't
does
it?
feel really quick.
Now, I remember seeing you around the dog park, and I was thinking, because you couldn't come to an event we had at the end of the year.
But that wasn't because of my surgery. That was because I was having a colonoscopy ahead of having the surgery, because I know how to have a really good time. There's one way to back it up. It's that way. I think I had my surgery on the 12th of December. So, it's just coming on to 2 years. And that meant that, so you have 2 nights in hospital and where you're just like sipping on. There's a lot of pressure on sipping on fluids.
Oh, I bet.
And a lot of amazing painkillers. Like, they really take care. I didn't feel a thing. And then you go home and you're on a very strict liquid diet for the first 2 weeks. And then the first thing you can eat is scrambled egg. Pretty much has to be something very soft.
Yes.
And scrambled egg is what they suggest. So that for me fell on Christmas Day.
Oh, wow.
So imagine your Christmas treat being
Scrambled egg.
tiny, like a spoonful of scrambled
I'd
egg.
be fine.
Can I ask
No
you?
sauce, nothing.
Oh, I know what you need to. You're told to eat. Did you want to eat?
No.
You saw the food?
No.
It's like when when you're sick and then suddenly you're not eating, and then suddenly your body tells you what it can eat. It's weird.
Yeah.
So your body had a sense of what.
So for the first 2, that first month really, there is no appetite.
Yeah.
Like every now and then you'd get a kind of tiny little gnawing kind of hunger. When you get a hunger pain, you get that gnawing hunger, and if I could have a sip of water and that would go away. Like there was
Because it's interesting
nothing
because
really.
you're playing new rules with your body.
Yes.
It's like suddenly getting superpowers and not knowing how to open a door.
It's like a
without ripping off
reset.
the hinge.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
sort of like
yeah.
now your body, when you're hungry, you're thinking in your mind, I eat this much, but your body only allows you this much. So it's relearning.
It 100%, and that they say a cup of food is what you can have even once you start eating
So
proper
3
solids.
cups a day, really.
But you literally step it up. So for the first 2 weeks it's all fluids, then it's tiny little soft food, a lot of cottage cheese, and then you're trying to get your protein in.
Well, that would have been an adventure in the toilet bowl, wouldn't it?
You can't drink and eat within half an hour of each other, but you've got to take all his medication as well, which you've got to drink to do it.
I'm guessing
so you
that.
spend the whole time going, okay, how long is it since I had those pills? Okay, so if I have that, I've got to have that one now, which means I can't eat for another half an hour, which means I can't then drink for another half an hour after that, and then I've got to take another round of medication. I was like, in A Beautiful Mind, where he's seeing all the numbers. That's what it was like for the first 6 weeks.
You probably don't know this. Do you know so many people have had the most full-on experience with this and perished because if they have ice cream and then later on have a bit of Coke, the spider in their stomach, because it's so small, it comes out like it's seen an alien.
Yeah, it comes back out of you.
Yeah. No fizzy stuff
No
at all.
fizzy stuff.
Nothing.
You wouldn't even have the room to burp.
Even now, fizzy stuff doesn't sit well with me.
That's good.
Did you feel, back then at that stage, the original stage, were you feeling full?
100%.
And secondly, were you getting hungry as often as what you would here?
So part of when they take out, because what it is it's called a sleeve gastrectomy, because what's left it looks like a sleeve.
Yeah,
so it's like instead of it bulging out, it's like they cut off the bulging out part
Like
of
a
his stomach.
can.
Part of what they cut off is the part that produces ghrelin, which is what makes you hungry, right? So
Bloody
part
ghrelin.
of that.
Bloody ghrelin.
Its full name is Ghrelin Hunt.
Part of the process is removing that bit that makes you. I do still get hungry from time to time. Like that varies individually as well. So you don't feel anywhere near as hungry as you used to.
Yeah.
With time, it comes back a little bit, but early on, no.
It's amazing because I've experienced it before. Nat, and that was one of my family members, had gone through it, and I said to Nat right when she said, I said, because Nat will be a stickler for the rules, and you have to be.
That's
you
right.
have to listen to your body, and you have to listen to what the doctors are telling you. Because if you don't do that, then you'll find out, like my relative. It all came back.
Yeah.
Like literally, like it was a band back then. It was gastric band.
Yeah, so that's a slightly different
procedure. It's like the band. She stretched that band just because she kept on eating like she would before.
Yeah.
So she physically couldn't eat bigger amounts, but then suddenly as you go, you get used to it. So she stretched it, and then the weight came back on twice. I think had it done twice.
Wow.
So that's the thing. You have to change your life.
Yes, that's right. Every aspect changes.
It's not a magic wand.
Yeah. And when I saw you, Sean, that would have been in the first. I reckon it was probably the first week after the surgery. So you
did look like you were short of a gallop when you're walking around the oval
because it's laparoscopic. So you've got like 5 holes in your your abdomen. Yeah. So they do it with the tiny little cameras, but they're still cutting 5 holes in you. So it takes a little while.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
You love a sip. So when were you allowed to drink alcohol again?
3 months, which coincided pretty much with my birthday.
Yeah.
But even then, so your tolerance to alcohol drops way down. So that just brings me back to the level of mere mortal because I used to be able to really.
But I tell you,
really down.
I tell you though,
I don't get a hangover.
It's an interesting thing because at the moment we're in the Ozempic era.
Yeah.
Yes.
And people straight away, because the surgery, that's a confronting thing. It's a lifestyle change.
Yes.
Whereas people say like this Ozempic drug that you can take, that's sort of taking away the full-onness of it all.
Yes.
But you've got to listen to your body with that as well. I've not said anything to this, and I probably should check, but I said to my mum, I want you to get up and mobile.
Yeah.
And I said, Mum, let's see if we can get you on there. She couldn't get Ozempic. She's not pre-diabetic. And her doctor was very by the line. Some people getting on the side.
Yes.
So she tried this one anyway, and so it was $360 like for a month maybe or a couple of weeks. Anyway, so I said, don't worry, I'll cover that. Let's just see how you go, because then you can shift some weight and then get up and mobile.
Yep.
Because that's a lot of thing when sometimes when you've got a little bit too much weight on you.
It's a downward spiral. It's the pressure
and
on
pressure on everything.
And she's had 2 knee replacements.
So I did that. So anyway, Mum was on there, and I felt so sorry for her because she's like she was trying, and she was. And there's a new one that was coming out. There's going to be a weekly one injection a week. She had to do 1 a day, and it's not the injections that upset her. It was the fact that Mum said to me, "I'm trying to eat," so she'll get a little bit hungry and she'll try to eat, but then she would throw it up.
Yeah.
So it was probably 2 weeks before she told me that.
I think you'd call that an adverse reaction.
I said to Mum, Mum.
Yeah.
I said, this is the thing. A different drug's going to work for you on a different thing. So she's really, so I said, don't worry about the money, because Mum's like, well, you bought this stuff. No, don't worry about that. Worry about what's happening with you and what you can handle. And if you were throwing up every day, get off it.
Yeah.
So we got off it. We're going to wait and see if another version comes and if it's right for you. But yeah, it's like, I like the fact, Natalie, that we know what this surgery does.
Yes.
It's more expensive, way more expensive, a bit bigger outlay. But we know what that surgery does, and we know the results. Whereas this new drug thing, we don't know where that ends. We've seen some people over in the US say they got off Ozempic, and one woman said that she has never been more hungry in her life, and she can't stop eating.
That drug's been around for a long, long time, but it's just been used.
But it hasn't been used for.
The celebrity world's been using it for a long time.
Or I reckon it's been underground. You can now see the celebrities are using it. Kelly Clarkson. You can see Christina Aguilera. You can see Ozempic face.
The downside of it is that you do have to come off it at some stage.
You do, and that's the thing.
Yeah,
and then your body just kicks back in again. And that's
what people talk about with Ozempic, though, and medications like it, is that it takes away the food noise. So the noise in your head where you're constantly thinking about food. You're thinking, what am I going to have for my next meal? What am I doing? What's for dinner? Oh, my God, I could really go that. Or if you see something and it triggers you, you're just constantly thinking about it. Not everybody is like that. So it's a different thing. If you are like that, it's difficult to silence that, and that's what those drugs do. They quiet that noise.
I'm like that big
also,
time.
we just want to spare a thought for anyone that is about to go on this journey or has gone through this journey and what it does to your partner and your family. I read an article just recently. This couple, they met with their love of food. Right, so that's what it was all about. In the morning, he'd show her his love and to her kids, because he married her, but then she had other kids. Everyone would go up and go to the bakery and get them all things and they'd all eat it together. That then, because he wasn't eating, it's on Ozempic, he was hungry, he didn't go to the bakery anymore. So then there was that. It got to the point where they were eating meals separately because he was having a yogurt, and so their relationship started to splinter because it was built. The primary foundation, the love that brought them together, was gone. So that's really interesting because think about it. You want to go out for dinner with your family. Everyone's worried about what everyone is eating. Sure, everyone have a good time, and then suddenly someone's not eating. It's like,
Nathan, it is when you're on a fitness campaign. It's the same thing. Everyone looks at you.
But fitness campaigns usually like for an X amount of time if you're training for something. But this will be the rest of your life.
The question I get asked the most by people who are interested in this surgery is, is about eating out. They're very worried that they're not because most people that are getting this surgery, and for a lot of people, they enjoy the process of food as a social thing for them. They love food. They're foodies.
And also, think about your wallet.
Taste of it.
You're going out and buying a $40 meal that you're going to eat a quarter of.
Yeah. So they're worried that they're not going to be able to enjoy food anymore. But that's not what I found. I found I still go out. I still eat out with friends. It's just that you have less. Because think about it. If you do love food, you love the taste of food, you like trying new flavors, that kind of thing. It's the first mouthful that you actually enjoy.
Yeah, it is.
And the last one that you remember as well.
So if you're only having one, you're still getting to enjoy all of those flavours. You're still getting the same pleasure from it. It's just the bulk. You're not having as much.
And then you do feel full.
Yeah.
So it's just like, you know 100%. What it is? It's actually great for a girl on the go.
And also,
really
I'm very popular at those to go out with my friends at places where there's share plates because they get most of it.
Yeah.
And then we split the bill evenly.
Oh. Well, that's great.
Nice, Nat.
Yeah.
But anyway, go and speak to your local. Go and speak to your doctor.
Yeah.
They'll know what's right for your body.
Yeah, that's right.
And give everything a try. It's not cheating. It's not cheating.
Well, the thing is, your health isn't an Olympic sport. No. It's not. You're not getting a leg up because it's only about you. It doesn't matter. You don't have to compare yourself to anybody else. It's solely about you and your health outcomes. Yep. So that's the thing.
And also another thing. I know it's none of people's business, but if you drop the rate dramatically, don't just say you went for a walk around the block. You know what I mean? I think you can speak about it openly.
Well, you have.
Then
the whole way.
I was very conscious from the outset that because people do this sort of thing on the slide. You know, I've had people say to me, I had it done years ago and I never told a soul because there was too much shame wrapped up around it.
It was like internet dating. Now everyone just talks about it. Just talk about it like, you know.
Yeah, it's a very
like
normal
Sean and all of his profiles.
Medical procedure and racehorses.
Yeah, that's it. Good work.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.